What's good? What's good? What's good, brother?
Man, what's going on, bro?
Ain't nothing, ain't nothing. Another day, another day. So Breaking the Narrative podcast, BTN for short, and Teddy.
I'm Tony.
And today's topic is kind of like life based. So
Yeah, one of those insightful ones.
we're gonna detail at least the moments, either the moment or moments or leading up to, surrounding, whatever that you realize or started to realize that life was no joke.
Yeah.
So, depending on everybody has a different background, so everybody's stories is different. Nobody's story should be the same unless you just like, your siblings and you grew up, together and shit. But yeah, so
Shit, even that one, like, even if they grew up together, there's still somewhat differences if they.
yeah, because people realize things at different stages anyway. So that's true too. So, do you have like a definite moment or like a time like an age frame?
I actually do.
That you just you just realize like, hold up, wait, this shit just serious.
Yeah, I do. It was when I was in middle school, and it was just one of the random days, and I'm going through my clothes, and my mom, like, granted, my mom, like, she middle school, she's buying all my clothes. I went from, let me see, like in the beginning of school, I was able to fit like the majority of my clothes. Then like I'm growing. I'm middle school to high school, growing, outward and upward.
Okay.
So she, like, I'm going through my clothes and now I realize like I can't really fit them anymore, and this is like almost halfway to like maybe a little bit further down the line, like into the school year. I told my mom, like, I don't think I can fit my clothes anymore. I might end up having to get some more. Bro, when I tell you, like, she lost it. Like, literally lost it. Like, almost full mental breakdown. Because she couldn't afford the clothes that I needed.
Right.
So she's like throwing my clothes and shit and just upset, like just yelling. I was like, oh shit, I think I might have fucked up here. And I didn't do anything. I was growing.
Right.
But at that point, I mean, I kind of understood, because when you don't have money and you have to continuously buy clothes without having it, it's frustrating.
Right.
And as an adult now, I kind of understand the frustration. So she's just still just going off, and like that stuck with me for years. I mean, you can tell I still remember it now.
Right.
So she walks out. I'm just like, she didn't like throw like all of my clothes. Like, she just literally like threw like one shirt. I'm not gonna make it seem like it was like a big scene or anything.
Right.
But she was like really frustrated, and then just ended up just walking out. No tears, no nothing, just mad.
Right.
And after that point, I was like, you know what, man, I'm gonna try to do something to make sure that I'm not like a burden. That kind of like that was like a minor version, I guess, of like trauma, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
You see something like that, and then it just triggers.
At that time, you just didn't know. But
yeah.
Looking back on it, yeah.
So I see that, I'm just like, I don't want to be a burden anymore. So I'm looking for any way as to save money. After that, regardless of what it was, I'm looking for a way to save money. I didn't use like my lamps or anything like that anymore. Like my TV, sure, that would stay on, but even now, I don't even use my lamps. Like, because of that, I try my best to work for convenience than I do just going all out on nothing.
Right.
Like I don't sleep with the television on. I mean, I'll sleep with like the fan on,
Mhm.
but other than that, I won't sleep with no television on. Like the only thing that'll be on is maybe like my phone.
Mhm.
But if that's plugged up, if that's plugged into the wall or something like that, that's minor shit.
Right.
And then I remember after that, when I was asking for like Christmas presents or anything, if I was asking for games, I'm telling her you can get used ones and I'll be fine with that. I don't care where the game's from, where it comes from, or even if I get it.
Right.
I just know that once you go shopping for me because I know that's what you wanted to do, I'm going to save you some money.
Right.
Like everything I wanted on my list, I had a full. If I had a list of shit, then I was going to let her know, like, oh, you can get this game from here, you get that game from here, you get this, you can get a controller from there, or if you try and go a certain way, like I'm literally giving her a blueprint to save money. After that, like, I was very meticulous
Right.
with my shit. Like I did not. Like I had no cut cards. Like, it was just always save. Even though it didn't translate well later on in like life as far as like when I started making money.
Right.
But that came with just me being me later on in life. Because
Right.
I know once you start making money at a young age, you don't know what the fuck to do with it.
Right.
But still, like even to this day, I'll try my best to save money like with almost anything that I do. And I'm not gonna say that I'm cheap or frugal or anything like that. I'm willing to spend money. It's just the difference of being smart with money rather than being reckless with it.
Right.
So I think that was like my biggest like moment as to where I was like, you know what, man, life is different.
Yeah.
Like, it's not what I thought it was.
Right. You just coasting and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I go home, I play my video games and all that shit. Nah, that's not how it work, bruh. It's not how it work at all.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, yeah, like I told you, like all I'm doing was just money saving mission from then on. Like even now, I do. Like I said, I don't. My lamp normally doesn't even come on. If I leave the room, like majority of my shit goes off.
Yeah.
Like, matter of fact, if it's like my phone like one of my phones being charged,
Mm-hmm.
other than that, nah. Everything's off. Like natural light or no light. That's the only way it's working for me. Like, if I play like a video game or something, I won't turn the light on or nothing like that. TV be on, but other than that, yeah, I'm saving money. I'm using as little energy as possible.
Facts. Yeah. For me, I feel like it was when I moved to Maryland. That kind of changed the dynamic of my life.
And this was early, right? It was like 7, 8.
About 8, yeah. So before I got here, I was just, and it's crazy because when you bring up these young ages, we don't realize just how young. When we say 8, we don't understand like how young that really is.
Yeah.
Because we were so advanced. Like, bro, you've literally only been alive for 8 years. Like, I've only been breathing for 8 years. Like, so before we came to Maryland, I was like not an outside person. You know what I mean? I wasn't even 8. You know what I'm saying? This is before I was 8. So go to school. You did the work. You had PE. You planned, and you got your friends and stuff like that. Go home. Might play some video games. Like I used to color. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I would go outside, but it would only be like either in the backyard with my friends, or in the front yard with my friends, or in their front or back. You know what I'm saying? But you wasn't like outside. You was still like, like if I was be like, yo, Mike, yeah, you trying to come outside today? Like, yeah, we trying to meet at? Yeah, come to my backyard and shit. You know what I'm saying? That ain't, you know what I'm saying? That ain't really the same. At 8, you don't care, but Today, that wouldn't be the same. So when we had moved to Maryland, it was like we moved to an apartment.
Yeah.
So you don't have a backyard. You know, and your front yard is basically the front of the building.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
You know what I'm saying? So, of course, I would, you know, can I at least sit out front? You know what I'm saying? Like, let me sit on the steps out front, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, my mom be kind of reluctant to do it, but she would let me do it here and there. And then it's like you start seeing stuff, you start experiencing stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, then it go from me wanting to be on the front to, hey, can I go across the street? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then that turned into, man, can I go around the corner? You know what I mean? Then eventually it's like, yo, can I go to the basketball court? You know what I mean? Like, it was just evolving. It was always something and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, me never experiencing nothing like out of control before. It's like I was able to go to the court, able to like hang out with my friends and stuff like that. We could walk around, but the court was just like the furthest I could go.
Yeah.
She didn't want me to like go like the Forest Creek. Didn't want me to go to Berkshire, Amberwoods, 7-Eleven, McDonald's. All that's like off limits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Too dangerous. So, you know, cool. I don't know what dangerous is for real, but you know, I stay at the court. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, that's how parents are, bruh.
Yeah. So, of course, she was aware before I was. I just didn't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you just a kid. You just want to do shit.
Yeah. But the caveat is, like, the reason that the area is so dangerous, they come to the court too.
Yeah.
So,
that's something you ain't planning out for.
Right. So it's like we at the court and it's like a bunch of older dudes up there. Like, I don't even know how old everybody is, but you can see like it's like literally it's old men, it's grown men.
Yeah,
it's
and
like,
they look like giants when you ate.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's teenage niggas. It's like it's niggas it's a couple of people my age up there. Cause like we used to be like 4 or 5 deep, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we just like 8 or 9. You know what I'm saying? Like me and Charles 8, Julius he 9. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. So we up at the court, and then one day like this dude had got jumped or whatever, and me I never seen nobody get jumped before. I don't think I seen nobody fight before at this point. And so I'm looking at Charles. I'm like, yo, what's going on? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? He was like, yeah, we about to go back around the neighborhood and shit. I was like, damn, man, what niggas fighting for? He's like, nah, you don't want to ask them kind of questions, you know. And so I'm thinking like, come on, bro, like, we little ass kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, what niggas gonna do? Jump us? You know what I mean? Like,
given how the bad area was back then, I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah, cause 2 weeks later, now it wasn't us, but 2 weeks later, somebody our age did get like smacked out by an older nigga. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, it wasn't a big moment. It was like little situations that we would experience to let you know, like, damn, this shit ain't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it was more like a build-up.
Yeah, it was a build-up. But I guess you can't even call it a build-up because it never, like, exploded or nothing.
Okay.
It's always been like, because even to this day, it's always, you just always see stuff. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's just like, damn, that ain't no joke. Like when somebody get killed around here and it's like all over everywhere. Like that's been happening.
Mm-hmm. Like
we've been seeing that for years, which is also like a situation that was just like, damn, this shit ain't no joke. Because somebody that we used to hang out with got killed. And we was just like, kid. I mean, at that point, we probably was like more so 10 or 11 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And you see shit like that, you just like, all right, damn, this shit for real around here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't I get why my mom was on the shit she was on. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, I would say, like I said in one of them other podcasts a long time ago, like, because I was new to that area, I would have to go through a lot of, like, BS. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of hazing, a lot of, you know, I'm not going to say getting bullied, but niggas would try me and shit because I was new.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, once you stand, I guess I stood up for myself rather quickly, so you just don't get bullied, essentially. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was just like a lot of situations like that. Like, oh, yeah, you not from around here, are you? It's like, nah. Then, you know, niggas want to fight you. And even a couple of years after we moved here, like, I did used to get jumped. You know what I mean? So it was like, I used to, like, call my brothers. But, you know, my brother's, like, super duper old and shit, you know? So they can't put their hands on kids and shit.
Yeah.
They already, like, back and forth going to jail. So that...
Yeah, that's the last thing.
Yeah. So that's the last thing, like, you know. It's like, yeah, you just got to learn how to, like, defend yourself and this and that. I'm like, defending myself that's not the problem. It's that defending myself against 2-3 people at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's like, yeah, you got to get you a little clique. You got to, you know, adapt to the environment and shit. So I was like, you know, I could try it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if niggas going to fuck with me. I'm new. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a bitch and a half.
Yeah. Like, I can try, but what if the niggas I approach, what if they jump me through with some shit? You know what I'm saying? Now I'm just getting tossed around the neighborhood and shit. You know what I mean? And then it came to the point where it's like, damn, I might as well just start shooting niggas or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, but nah, it's like kind of developed like a little camaraderie with certain niggas, and then with certain niggas, you just like, all right, we get into this kind of situation, I'm gonna need you to have my back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. We'll figure out the details later. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't got much, but, you know.
Yeah. Whole time, like, you gotta start bribing niggas.
Yeah. And then also being in wild situations with people can kind of bring you close together too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just experiencing situations and being with a Charles or being with a Jew or anybody else that I knew like way back then, that even if we don't speak now, at least in that time frame, niggas understood. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was that whole little that time frame was just like made me realize like, damn, this whole time I just been going to school, doing my work, not messing with nobody, come home, play games, chill with my friends. I see you can't do that around here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it was rather difficult.
like, if I just decide like, yo, now we've done this a million times. Yo, you try to go to the court, shoot something right quick.
Yeah.
Like, that shit wasn't that easy back then.
Oh.
Like,
Yeah.
it literally was like an obstacle course, damn near, to get to the court. You know what I'm saying? Niggas might want to rob you. Niggas might want to jump you. Somebody, oh yeah, where you from? I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Like, this, any little thing could just pop off and shit. But now, it's like, it's different because, you know, niggas is kind of known to a degree and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. Like, that's where I think Pinmar had its perks.
Yeah.
Because I ain't had to deal with too much of that. Well, early on. Because as a kid, it was different. But once I got older and shit, I think I told you the story before where it was like a gunshot that it went off like right by my window.
Right.
I think you did this in like the I don't know. It was like one of the early episodes. I might have talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
Gunshot went off right next to my door. I mean, right next to my window. When I was just laying in my bed. I just hear a gunshot, and what I did after was like just kept watching TV. Mm-hmm. It was like that. That's when you know, like, yeah, the area you in ain't really for real like what you thought it was.
Right.
And so you just see like, well, this is life here.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it's like you forced to like adapt.
Yeah, and granted, I'm on the ground floor. I'm not up higher. Like
Right.
my window was like, if I looked out my window, I see the ground. That's it.
Right.
So for somebody to be like right outside my window and shooting, that's dangerous for me.
Right.
And the fact is, like, all I did was lay down. Like, I just kept laying down watching television.
Right. Yeah, and that's the traumas of growing up, like, and even though we react to it so calmly, it's still a trauma. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's just like growing up in these kinds of areas.
I say this a lot. Black people have PTSD, and we don't know it.
Yeah. Or you do know it, because black people also have a thing where they like to, you acknowledge there's a problem, but if you just think to ignore the problem won't be there.
Yeah, it kind of goes to show, like, a lot of the upbringing was a little bit iffy when it came to showing who you were as a person, like, or your feelings.
Oh yeah,
because
yeah.
it was kind of frowned upon to have feelings or to be a certain way as a man or as a woman in general. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, right.
Because black people are known, quote unquote, known to have thicker skin. So
yeah, and then black people themselves they don't help, like, to discredit that stigma, because they force you to damn near do this, to do it.
Yeah, like we have to tiptoe around feelings nowadays.
Facts.
And it's been like that for a long time. And the generation before us kind of like taught us that, like, you got to be a little bit of a rock nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, regardless of the situation, I was like, come on, man. Like,
yeah.
I want to be different. And then the older kids that were raised like that, they teach you the same thing. Because if you go to them with a problem, they look at you like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why the hell are you talking to me like this? Like, I don't want to hear this. Nigga, play ball.
Right. Yeah. And that's it's like it's really crazy, because it's like you'll have a situation with something that clearly be wrong, and you express what's wrong, and instead of trying to come up with a solution, it's like the old sweep it under the rug thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, you just overreacting.
Yeah, just push it down. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you all right. Or the, well, that's not that bad. Let me tell you what I've been through. You know?
It's like I gotta one up you, and then I'm doing good through it, so you should be doing good and shit.
Right.
Even though realistically, looking at the nigga, he probably is doing a lot worse than you are. He's just not saying anything.
Right. And it's like, that's like, if you get stabbed and you were like in pretty bad shape, and I just be like, come on, Mike, I got shot before, bro. You all right, Slim. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like, that's not what I want to fucking hear.
like that doesn't matter. Like, yeah, getting shot might be worse than getting stabbed, depending on where you get stabbed and where I get shot. It also could be the reverse.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, if a nigga stab you and hit damn near like close to an artery, or hit like one of your organs or something, that's bad.
Yeah.
That's really bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if people know this, but a lot of people die from stabbings too.
They do, and depending on what the knife looked like, a serrated edge knife, it scars like significantly, and like sometimes it doesn't heal.
Right. So I just feel like coming out of slavery, those generations, they would just it's probably not even their fault, because they probably would just beat into this mindset. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's on us to, like we talked about in the generational curses. It's on us, like our generation, to recognize what's right and what isn't right, and to handle it accordingly. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because that kind of stuff is just wrong. Like, you can't let nobody, like, just beat the emotions out of you.
Mm-hmm. And it seems like verbally we've had the emotions beaten out of us
Yeah,
from a young age.
yeah, yeah. And then by the time you get older, it's like we talked about on another podcast. I don't know, I forgot what the topic was on that one, but now that's why everybody has poor communication skills.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
You know, it kind of like if you think about it. Remember, like as a kid, like you get a whooping, and then you're crying about it. Your parents like, you better shut up or I'll give you something to cry about. Like you just gave me a reason to cry,
right?
and now you're just telling me not to feel a certain way.
Right. Yeah. Or like we said, the whole one up thing. Like, oh, this is hurting me more than it's hurting you.
You're standing there doing the beating. Like that's not
right.
It's
right.
not.
And that's probably that probably was passed down from slavery. Because I can imagine that's what slave owners was telling slaves.
Yeah, because they're what they're doing is they're damaging property.
Right.
So if they're beating you, that means you're gonna move slower and not gonna work your way around the field the right way.
And the money's gonna slow down because you're slowing down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So technically, it's hurting, even though they're equating that your physical pain is nothing compared to the loss of money. But that's been passed down to a situation that it doesn't even make sense for a parent to say.
Yeah, it doesn't, because it's like
it's not hurting you.
Yeah, all it is, like maybe it's hurting you mentally, but
maybe
if that's the case, stop doing it.
Yeah, if that's really the case, but you could tell by like how parents whoop kids. Like it seems like they get enjoyment out of it.
Yeah,
you know,
like I said before, it's just passed down trauma. Like now I'm the one with the belt. I can dish out the punishment now.
Yeah, and that has to stop. Like the mindset. That's one thing. Our generation might be like messed up, but one thing we are excelling at is I feel like the generational curses thing, little by little.
Yeah, we're making somewhat of a difference with that.
Yeah,
but they're trying their best to make sure that we develop some new ones.
Oh yeah. I mean, you know, the opposition is never just gonna lie down.
No, they're not.
Well, they got us. Man, it was a good run, wasn't it? No, hell no. Like that's not, you know.
Yeah.
That just, it's always going to be something, and like we talked about plenty of times, they're thinking way ahead of the curve. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So they're probably implementing stuff now, but they're also probably thinking about stuff 100 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
They won't even be a part of.
Yeah, that's.
But they don't have a problem. Hey, damn, I know I'm not gonna see this, but whoever's alive and in this position 100 years from now, they gonna thank me. Whereas though we had a reverse effect. If we realize we're not gonna see the change, we not gonna fight for change no more.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like you was talking about, like on the generational curses shit.
Yeah.
It's like once, like what is your level of hopelessness?
Yeah, and that matters because it's like even when you bring up like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and them, niggas was already saying in their speeches they wasn't gonna make it to the mountaintop. They wasn't gonna be here to see the change. It's gonna be on y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like somehow, some way, we've lost that kind of mindset.
Yeah, even Tupac said it and shit. Like I might not change the world, but I want to spark the brain that changed the world. It's like
right now, if a person feel like I'm not gonna change the world, so I'm not gonna help nobody else do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's just the only for self attitude is definitely crushed a lot of things.
Bruh,
and it makes life more serious than it needs to be.
It does.
You know,
like we talk about the situations where we've realized that life was real.
Mm-hmm.
Like where we realized that there's no joke to this. Like those moments could have easily been avoided.
Facts.
Had we planned better.
Facts.
And I'm gonna say this. Like I wrote this. I plan on like making a post about this eventually. Like, but I wrote this. It was like one of black people's biggest problems is poor planning for future generations. For example, most black children are taught to live in the prior generation's timeline because a lot of parents chose to remain stagnant in their beliefs and teaching methods instead of evolving with the times to create a better mindset that'll benefit their children later on.
Right.
So we're dealing with the byproduct of that. Why are we still learning half of the shit that we're learning? Because that is for like 6 or 7 generations ago, and it doesn't affect us anymore.
Right.
So I think the biggest issue that we have is that they're planning for future while we're still going backwards.
Right.
Like we still learning shit.
And then worst comes to worst, we're just trying to get through today.
Yeah.
Wow, they're already implementing plans. Oh yeah, 100 years from now. So, you know, my grandkids, I have a plan.
Yeah. Well, we're actually making progress as to doing that, but it took too long. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It took way too long. I mean, there were those success stories back in the day where you found those people that were willing to make a difference in their communities or a difference in their children's financial futures and their emotional and mental futures.
Right.
But there were also a lot of those ones that were so stuck in their ways that they didn't want to change for anything.
Right.
Even if it was beneficial.
Right.
Just because that's what they were taught. And they feel as though that was the basis of what they needed to do in life.
Right.
So once you pass down that knowledge, and it's the same knowledge from prior generations, and all it's doing is hindering the mindset of the person that's learning it.
Right.
And once you get to that point, you have to just see it for what it is.
Right.
You've put nothing more than a boulder on your generation, like on the next generation. Like they have to carry something
Right.
that you could have easily broken a long time ago, but chose not to.
Right.
There's no reason as to why we can't do things that we should be doing. Like growing up, there are a lot of kids that have no idea how to do things, like certain things financially. There's certain kids that don't know how to pay bills. Mm-hmm. There are kids that don't even know how to
do taxes.
Yeah, they don't know how to do. I taught myself how to do taxes.
Yeah, I had this white girl at GW taught me how to do taxes.
Yeah, I was doing my taxes at 19. Like I wasn't taught how to do taxes. Like my mom would always go to the little H&R Block or Jackson Hewitt or something like that, get her taxes done and all that. I'm just like,
yeah, my mother she would do like our taxes, and I mean I guess it's just another story for another day and shit. But she would always do our taxes, and then one day, this is probably about 2013. I was cleaning up one of the little study hall rooms, and it was like a girl in the junk. And, you know, normally I would just walk right back out the room and shit. Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I was about to do, technically. And she was like, nah, I'm not going to be in your way. You can come in here and chill if you want to. And I was like, nah, I was just coming here to clean up. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, she was like, oh, okay, well, I'm just about to be another few minutes. I'm just doing my taxes or whatever. And so I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, is it complicated? She was like, no, if you got a few minutes, I can show you. So, you know, took about 15, 20 minutes. You know, and she had like this program where she like, you could practice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know if it was TurboTax or something like that. It might have been. I don't know if they got shit on there where you could practice, but.
Yeah, they had a lot of different things that you could use.
Yeah, probably do that we just don't know about. You know what I'm saying? At least I didn't know about
at the time.
Yeah. So, yeah, practice it done. Come on, yeah, this ain't nothing. I could do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you got W-2, that's everything you need.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that was. Yeah, but it's like, yeah, it shouldn't kind of be like that.
No, it shouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, like, they never learned it because everything else was just given to him, like as a convenience purpose, but actually it's a hindrance.
Right.
Because going to Jackson Hewitt, H&R Block, and all that shit, it costs you like $400 or $500 just so you can get your taxes done. When if you do it yourself, you get all of that money back just at a shorter time. I mean, a longer time period.
Yeah. I mean, and that's if it takes that longer time period. Because I can do taxes and I can get my stuff like in a week.
Yeah.
Well, at least one of them anyway. And then the other one might take 2 weeks. But man, that's yeah. It's just you could tell like other cultures is well more connected on a not business front, but well that too, but
information.
Informational front. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's something that should just be taught as soon as you see that your kid has good comprehension skills.
Yeah, like if you know something, like I feel as though like in my heart of hearts, like if you know something that you feel as though your child should know, regardless of what age they are, if they can comprehend the knowledge, you should let them know.
Yeah, tell them.
Like I can learn something in like 20 minutes ago and try and teach it to somebody else just because I feel as though they need to know the information.
Yeah.
Like, or just a little bit of information that I do have so far.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why not share the wealth of knowledge?
Facts.
There's no reason as to why you should hoard it.
Facts.
Which is, I feel, is like something that the generations prior that's something that they did. They hoarded such information and just gave you that idea. Well, either they'll learn it eventually on their own, or when they need it, they'll come to me. It's like just so they can have that "I told you so" moment.
Yeah, or like you said earlier, just the feeling better than the next person type of adrenaline that they need pumping through them.
Yeah, why not just let us know ahead of time? Because we can save so many failures because of just a little bit of knowledge you chose to pass down.
Yeah, because if you tell me up front, then by the time a couple years go past, now I could have put endless people on. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like just doing taxes from 2007, because that's when you had to start paying taxes once you graduate from high school and shit, to like 2013. Like if I'd have known how to do it starting in 2007, that's 6 years of people that I done ran into that ain't know how to do it, that's using $400-$500 up there, like you said, Jackson Hewitt, and that's you could have imagine how much money could have been saved. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, me personally, I feel like once your kids get past the stage of like maybe believing in Santa Claus or something, or like maybe like once you get to high school, somewhere in that high school, or let's say somewhere in that high school, the early high school, either 9th or 10th grade, I feel like that's not something complicated to learn. Or even when it's close to the end of high school, since that's when you really got to start paying taxes anyway. You know what I'm saying? So like that could be something like you just, I know they ain't teaching y'all this in school, do that. Yeah.
People who don't understand, like, school is not the end all be all for knowledge. Yeah. Like the knowledge can come from the parent more often than not, because that's who they're gonna listen to anyway. Right. Like they'll learn better from a parent than they will from a random person that they just met like 20 minutes ago because they just walked into the class on the first day.
And especially because of what you learn in school, you're not really using anyway. Yeah. Like you're not like with math. You don't use half the stuff we learned in math all them years.
It depends on what it is, but there's a lot of things that we do use that we have no idea that we're using.
No, but it's a lot of shit that we not using.
Of course,
though. And same thing with like, I guess if you were going to college to be something, then it would have been a good foundation to like start learning like trigonometry and stuff like that. But if you not, there's really no You know what I'm saying?
Shit, they got trick classes in in high school.
That's what I'm saying. And
Mm,
the calculus and all of that, or world history, like you don't need that.
yeah, school has a tendency to like give you a default setting
Yeah,
because what they do is they'll teach you like the fundamentals of just being a regular like worker in society. They give you just enough knowledge to get you going and that's it. Like throughout school, I've always been told that you just get this done and you'll be good. No one ever asked me, what are you good at? What do you like to do? No one's really asked me that.
because it's not set up that way. Like you
It's
said,
not.
it's just set up to like be another body in corporate America.
Yeah. Which is sad, but without the knowledge from our next generation, well, our generation as a whole, we're not gonna go anywhere. It's gonna continue to be like that.
Yeah,
Like that's why I feel as though like children being in the school system as it is today it's pointless. Like you'd be better off teaching them yourself. Better off, much better off, because you teach them the things that they need to know. Like you can teach a child how to read by yourself. You can teach a child like advanced words. I was teaching my nephew advanced words when he was still like I say about 7, 8. He was learning advanced words, like shit that was college type words. I was teaching him that, and he was remembering a lot of it. Like people don't understand how good children are when it comes to learning. Like at that age, when they're really, really young, they have a sponge effect on everything.
right,
Like they absorb knowledge like it's nothing.
right.
You can teach a child a different language in 2 years, if that.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you think about it, like the bilingual children, like the Spanish kids that grow up with like Spanish parents, but they have to learn English because they're in America.
Right,
They are bilingual and perfect in both.
right.
So
Or even the reverse of that. Because in school, I took French back-to-back years, and it was fairly easy to learn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, once you learn the basics of the language, like the base words, then it's nothing to just, like, start putting sentences together.
mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, you ain't going to walk around sounding like you from Paris or nothing, but still, like, yeah, you figure, like, after a while, oh, yeah, this is not hard. And Spanish is even that much easier. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's definitely, I don't know. School is school.
Yeah.
I feel like on a day-to-day basis, since I've been out of high school up until now, everything you apply in life, it might be some school-based stuff, but everything you apply in life really came from experiences outside of school.
Yeah. I know as far as like school is concerned, there's nothing that I've used like from school that they taught me specifically
Mm-hmm.
that I've actually used in my day-to-day life. Like I can say that sure, like there are certain math like things that I use, like the time multiplication tables, like and stuff like that. Like the even the Pythagorean theorem, like we still use that sort of. But there's so many different things that I just push to the wayside because there's no point in actually using it.
Right.
Because the way that they taught me is just like write it on the board, explain it a little bit, do the homework. That's all I got. And even if I wasn't able to learn it, I'm still sitting there and then you're going on to the next lesson. I still haven't learned it yet.
Right.
Now I have to pay for a tutor and then I'm way behind anyway, so I feel inferior because I'm behind.
Right.
And everyone learns at a different pace. And you're teaching me something I didn't want to learn in the first place.
Right.
I'm not interested in this. So you're just teaching what you believe I should know. I don't want to know this. I'm a writer. I learned half of my writing shit on my own. Like I started writing books when I was 19. My first book was when I was 19 when I was 20.
Right.
That's when my first book was actually done. So I'm gonna be 31 this year. That means I would have been writing books for 11 years. That's a long time. So just thinking about like all of the English classes I had, I didn't learn much from any of them.
Right.
Most of my writing was natural. Like my way of writing was natural. Like I didn't have to perfect a lot of things like outside of like my wording.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way I was able to convey messages, I never really had to perfect it. I was always good at it. The only thing I had problems with was transitioning and shit that I had to learn on my own by constantly doing it. Transitioning and also punctuation. So as far as punctuation was concerned, I probably learned the bare minimum. It's like I learned about commas. That's the only thing I can remember. Commas and apostrophes. That's all. That's all I can remember.
Oh, okay.
I can't tell you what a pronoun is. I can't tell you what I can't tell you a subject, predicate, all that shit. I can't remember what half of that shit is, but I know what to write.
Right.
I naturally know all of it, which is scary because I'm in a way like I'm just doing it like it was like I was born for it.
Right.
But yet all I was taught in like mostly in school there's math, there's history class, which technically a lot of that history is doctored up anyway, so you got to throw the whole book away. And then just a whole bunch of random classes that I really wasn't going to be learning shit in anyway. It's like matter of fact, there's one jump, keyboarding with Mr. Thomas, I think, or Coach Thomas or whatever class and shit.
Oh yeah, cause glasses.
Yeah.
Cornrows. Yeah.
So that was me learning keyboarding. That right there, yeah, I take that one to the grave. I'm actually cool with that. I never really was good with my 10 keys, but other than that, I didn't need my 10 keys. I was a writer.
Yeah. Yeah. When it came to English in 10th grade, our English teacher in 10th grade, she did like super teach us like everything about grammar and shit. Like I can always give her props and shit because she had us. It felt like we working on that the whole entire year. Like the subject and the predicate and the pronouns and all of that. And like you said, the apostrophes and stuff like that. Like I felt like almost every homework assignment had something to do with that and shit. And yeah, but outside of that, I felt like all of my English teachers, we just like in 9th grade I had Miss Soppy, and she was strict, but she didn't really teach nothing like super crazy.
Nah, it was more like do it by the book type.
Yeah, and she would penalize for like stuff that, you know, if I you know, like once we got acclimated to high school, we started trying to do like little shortcuts and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I still to this day I would say like I don't think this is a part of the grading criteria, but when we would do work, instead of me writing my full name out, I would like put Avery B. She would get mad at that and take points off the paper.
I mean that's I understand that one.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm like okay, but I really don't think like niggas should be losing. You know what I'm saying? Especially points that's making a difference. Like I had an A before this, now I got a C.
Yeah, you penalize somebody for it. Like
Yeah.
like a lot of people learn by taking away.
And that's not how. Just be like, yo, can I write y'all full? She was like, can I write y'all full names out? Can you write the date out for me? Because, you know, we used to do the little, whatever month it was, number, / whatever. She ain't like that. She really wanted you to write out September the 2nd.
Oh, no.
2000, instead of just putting the 9/2/
I still be doing that
right.
slash jump.
Yeah,
bro.
but she like for some reason it just really burned a hole in her. She didn't like that. She wanted you to write your full name out. She wanted you to write the date out.
Well, That's what they do when they write letters, though. So I mean, that kind of makes sense.
This ain't that. This ain't that. Now, if the homework was to write a letter, I get it. This ain't that, Slim.
I mean, she was preparing you for it. So I mean,
I
wish
I get it to a degree, but that if it's Slim, if you want to be by the book, let's be by the book. If that's not in the book, that's not in the book, Slim. Like, you can't maneuver the shit now. All right, yeah, we gonna go by the book unless I see fit not to. You know what I'm saying? Like, we either gonna go by the book or we not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, it was like a few times. It's like I done got 90s on papers, and it's X's and shit on the papers, nowhere near the answers. She Xing off for other shit. Oh damn, you misspelled the title, or you did. You know what I'm saying? You did this. Come on, Slim.
Like I ain't gonna lie, like that. I would look at somebody like that. I say you really, really detailed with a lot of things that you do.
But I used to get in so much trouble in Miss Sophie class. She used to always kick me out and shit. Halfway through the year, she kind of stopped taking me like too serious, and then she took like us for what we were. You know what I'm saying? Because I would be in there cracking jokes on her and shit. Like, I remember Sean and Thurston used to be in there and shit, and we used to date each other to just say stuff to her. And so one time the nigga Sean, and even he said something about this, like, at the birthday jump. Like, yeah, remember when you said Miss Hoppy had a thong on and shit? I was like, oh yeah, niggas did me to say it and shit.
Hey yo, y'all some wild niggas.
Yeah, so after a while, she just like kind of stopped taking niggas serious, and then she stopped. You could do the little abbreviation. You know what I'm saying? You could do the little abbreviation and shit like that. But it took a lot of kicking out because I used to be outside the class like, hey, go ahead, take your little desk outside, sit out there for like 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Son, sitting in the hallway with a desk. Like,
yeah.
That's some embarrassing shit.
It is.
Niggas walk past, oh, you got in trouble there, you bro.
Like that, or she used to be like, every time I say something, and then she'd be like, nah, we gonna do it this way. And then I rebuttal again. You're like, no, you know what? How about you just go stand in the hallway? And then I come out there and give you talk number 70. And I was like, talk number 70? You know what I'm saying?
You been keeping score?
Yeah. I was like, I only got kicked out like 20 times. How you skip like 21 and all? Nah, you way advanced. I'm gonna give you talk number 70. And she used to come out that jump and like pinch me and shit. Stop acting up so much. You know what I'm saying?
At least you know she cared.
She did. Like I said, she halfway. Once she realized like what type of stuff we was on, she probably thought we was like super knuckleheads. We was just regular. You know, we was just like knuckleheads. And I just didn't want to. Like, come on, bro. What is this? What is this hurting anybody? Anybody in America can see 9/2/03 and know what that means. Like
bro,
you can show a baby that and they might know what it means. They know what numbers.
Yeah, bro. Shit, when I was in school, I think my English teachers were like going from 9th grade to senior year. There was Mr. Myrick, Tupac.
Shout out, Pac.
Then after that, it was, unfortunately, nigga Duffy.
No, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
No shout outs for him.
Yeah, definitely no shout outs for that nigga.
Yeah. Matter of fact, what's the reverse of a shout out? the out shout. Get out.
Yeah. Yeah, and then after that, Mr. Robbins, you know, same.
Another creep, man.
Yeah, definitely.
I had the creep lineup and shit.
Yeah,
that's wild.
And then, oddly enough, 12th grade, Mr. King.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Creep Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I thought you had Miss Bryant.
I had Miss Bryant 11th grade, because as a matter of fact, it was 10th grade, I had Duffy and Mr. Robbins and shit.
Oh, okay.
It was like a combination.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know what I think didn't Duffy leave like midway?
No, I don't know.
At some point is it? But I know
I never had Duffy.
because I had it was Duffy. It was Duffy's classroom. It was his room.
Right.
And he was there at one point. I don't know what happened, and then Mr. Robbins was like a substitute.
Hey, you know, a lot of them used to have deals and shit though. Like they used to cover for each other. Cause I think when I was in 12th grade, when I had ROTC, I was supposed to have Major Goodwine.
Man.
But him and CSM Williams, the little old light skinned lady, used to have the dreads. Yeah, they made like some little deal. So she used to cover the period a lot. At least she would come in the jump, sit down for like 20 minutes. And you know, the back half of Forestville, classes was like an hour and a half. She'd come in that jump, sit down for like 20 minutes. And then she'll just walk out, and then you just, the whole other hour and 10 minutes, you just by yourself and shit with talking, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, I ain't take the ROTC classes serious.
Yeah, I think the first one, 9th grade. I think coming into Forestville, I took, because I had Sergeant Moore. He was the fake little.
I had Sergeant Thomas.
Yeah, the fake little tough guy and shit.
Yeah, you know, Sergeant Thomas, Mr. Clean and shit.
Yeah. Sergeant Moore. Sergeant Moore thought he was still in the military and shit.
Yeah.
If he was even in the military.
Yeah.
I'm trying to question all that shit now.
Shit, I had Sergeant Thomas and shit. Then I had Sergeant Johnson, another creep.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I had Major Goodwine 11th grade and then Top 12th grade. You know, she got all the singers.
Yeah. I had Top like back-to-back years and shit too. Nice. I was like, oh yeah, free class 2 years in a row.
Yeah,
little niggas ain't gonna do nothing in this jump.
Fuck yeah, bruh.
She give you like this big ass packet and shit.
Well, that's the work for the year.
Yeah, the whole year. Like damn, bro.
I can do this in 20 minutes.
Yeah, no bull. Yeah, I was like, yeah, she on some nut shit. You know,
like, you ain't doing no work in that motherfucker.
Yeah, like,
niggas be in the back room and shit, like looking with the uniforms.
Still in rank. Yeah, covering rank and shit. Like, damn, I got a lot of these little staff sergeant Jones. Yeah, you know, people ain't getting promoted and all that. Well, they not, huh?
So that promotion bullshit was a whole bunch of bullshit.
All that shit was favoritism.
Yeah, bro. Like, there's no reason as to why certain niggas didn't get rank and shit. Like, niggas be having like, it was always the niggas who was either on the drill team. Or
in close proximity of the drill team.
Yeah, or the niggas who was like really popular on like the football team and some shit like that.
Yeah. And even when I got ranked, it was off the humble. Like it wasn't nothing that it ain't had nothing to do with nothing. Oh yeah. Well, you don't be getting in trouble and stuff like that. Yeah. Hey, take him to the back and give him the corporal. You're a corporal now. Like what? Like this how shit been going? Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's definitely like, favoritism.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, that's wild. And then like when we was getting fitted for graduation, they let you just go out. It was like as long as you ain't no lieutenant or nothing, they said you can go grab whatever you want to grab.
Yeah, bro. And they were all like, as far as the girls were concerned and shit, it was either the ones who was like on the drill team, close to the drill team, or the thick ones. That was it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that shit. All that shit was favoritism.
Yeah, because you saw it was a whole bunch of thick ass Jones and shit. They got ranked. Like, what the fuck you get ranked for?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why they give you rank? You don't deserve it.
But nah, that shit. Yeah, the English 12th grade teacher. I had Miss Sabi, which was a good thing because it was like it couldn't. After I had her, it couldn't get no tougher than her.
Yeah,
came close one year, but. Because 10th grade, I had Miss Worth. That was the Austin Powers looking lady. We used to say shit like Austin Powers and shit. Used to look just like I had the same little mullet. Used to wear the little sweaters and shit. Had the little glasses and all that. Yeah. Man, remember when they was doing a reunion? Remember we got into it with Sergeant Price and shit?
Oh, yeah.
The only reason I thought about going to the reunion is because they were saying Miss Worth was going to be there. And that Miss Worth was probably like I said, she taught us, like, she had us on that grammar shit, like, real hard. But she was, like, so appreciative of us. Because we was in that class super deep. You know what I'm saying? It was me, Mel, Thurston, and Lil Anthony and shit.
Oh, God, that's
yeah. Because even the first day, because mind you, like I said, I used to get kicked out of Miss Hoppy class, like, all the time. And Miss Worth class was, like, right across from that jump. So when she seen me walking up in 10th grade, she was like, oh, my God. She was like, you in here? I said, yeah, why you say it like that? You know what I'm saying? She was like, all them times you was getting kicked out last year and this and that? I said, oh, nah, I had a long summer to reflect on myself and all that. You know, I'm ready to learn.
Nigga ain't reflecting.
But check this how I like played off, though. The nigga, Lil Ant walked up. And she was like, "Oh, what do you want?" And the aunt was like, "Oh, I'm in this joint too." And she was like, "Oh man, this is gonna be a headache." The nigga Thurston walked up, and she was like, "Let me guess, you got this class too?" And so now she remembered Thurston because he had Misabi with me and he used to get in trouble too and shit. He was like, oh, "Let me guess, you in here too?" He was like, "Yeah, you Miss Work, right?" so I was like, "Yeah, this her." And so we started dapping up doing it. And he was like, "All right, that's a bet. Let me go make myself comfortable."
Hey, yo, that's wrong.
When he walked in, I was me and Aunt was still talking, and I was like, "Yeah, I think this about to be a sweet class now." This nigga Mel walked up. He was like, "Yeah, I'm looking for a Miss Worth," and I was like, "Damn, you got this joint too, bro?" He was like, "Yeah." She was like, "It's about to be 4 y'all in here." So I was like, "Dang, that's crazy." And she was like, "But you did say you had time to reflect over the summer." I was like, "Yeah, that just got thrown out the window." I ain't gonna hold you.
That's fucked up.
Like
bro.
me by myself, yeah. I was like, with all these niggas in here, I don't know. The circus is in town.
Damn, bro.
But yeah.
And what grade was that?
It was 10th grade.
Oh, 10th grade?
Yeah.
Yo, the whole time, like, I think my 10th grade, when I was in 10th grade and shit, I ended up having a class that was, like, right across from that. So, Sergeant Johnson was like, wasn't that one of his Jones, like, right in front of there?
I don't know. I know I know all the English classes was somewhat together.
Mm-hmm. They was on this, like, the same wing, but they was, like, on different floors.
You're right. So we was, like, upstairs. I know it was Miss Hoppy on this side, Miss Worth across. And
yeah.
And then Mr. Maverick was like...
All right, so I was on the bottom half and shit.
Okay.
So, yeah, Sergeant Johnson Jones was, like, in front of that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. On the bottom half, like, on the front. Like, the front right and shit. Bruh. That nigga, in that class, we had Thurston, Brian Jones, like, dark-skinned Brian.
Oh, yeah, okay.
By himself, dark-skinned Brian Jones is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Adding Thurston?
Mm-hmm.
And then me. I was definitely a goofy ass nigga, like getting in, like going into my own and shit. Cause this is when I met y'all. Like kind of like a little bit. I was starting to meet a little bit more of y'all and shit.
Right. Okay.
But I ain't started to really like know y'all until 11th grade. But I started to get closer to like the nigga Thurston and that shit like early on. This nigga, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I told you this story before. Like this is when I was really off some wild ass shit. The Wrap It Up box from
I remember. Yeah.
Son, from the fucking Chappelle show.
Mm-hmm.
I drew a picture on Microsoft Paint, and it was like, and in the middle of the joke, like it said, "Hold my John."
Yeah.
Yo,
yeah.
This man Thurston took the picture and was walking around school just holding that joint up to different females, like, "Hold my John." Hold my John. Because I came up with that phrase. It was like a way of just telling people to leave me the fuck alone. And this nigga just took it and ran with it, literally.
Right.
And this man, he got in trouble for it, got the picture taken.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot who took it, but it was probably one of the English teachers. It was one of them. It had to have been.
Yeah.
But,
bruh.
Or
maybe ROTC. Because I know a lot of English teachers ain't give a flying F.
So that gonna have me dying, bro. Like I drew the picture and this nigga he took it and like I didn't care that he took the shit. But bro, when I tell you like that classroom by itself, like we had foolery in it. Like so much foolery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's how like that English class, cause it was us four. We was like, cause we was a group, but then it was like other niggas that was like solo knuckleheads too, cause like my fake little rival was in the class and shit.
Oh, who was that?
Nah, a nigga named Keith and shit. He graduated in 2006, and we used to always be joning like back and forth like the whole year, like the entire year, like like we was like. damn, you joined already? You know what I'm saying? Like, I never forget, like, this when I first started like a Shalia and shit. And
Good old Shalia.
yeah, I was talking to like Mel and them. I was like, man, I should go ask that little bitch out and shit. This nigga Key was like, whoa, she not gonna fuck with you? I was like, yeah, she not gonna fuck with that shape up either, but you know what I'm saying? ain't nobody saying nothing and shit. The next thing you know, like the whole year, niggas just going back and forth randomly the whole year and shit. I was like, yeah.
That's how it start, bro.
Yeah.
That's how it start.
Yeah, well, mind your business, man. You know what I'm saying? But nah, that and then 11th grade, I had Miss Audie and shit. She rivaled Miss Soppy for like toughest English teacher. But
Big body Audie.
Yeah. I remember when I called her that slam and she kicked me out and shit. Hey, you remember the nigga, what was his name? Antoine something. He's like light skinned. I can't remember his last name.
McFadden?
Nah, he not light skinned and shit.
Nigga, he technically light.
He's like brown skin. I'm talking about, when I say light skin, I'm talking about like light skin. Light skin. I can't remember. But anyways, he was trying to take credit for the joke. I was like, bruh, I got kicked out and almost suspended for calling her that, bruh. You did not make that shit up. I didn't make it up either. Like, I know who I got it from. It wasn't you. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga, they was definitely saying that shit way back in, like, way back when.
Yeah, I mean, no, it wasn't old.
It wasn't like super old, no. But
Yeah,
it was
definitely
like saying that shit.
It probably was like, cause I think the nigga, he graduated with me, but he just didn't go to the school the whole year. He ended up transferring and shit. And his last day, cause now somebody else might have said it, but nobody wasn't saying it like consistently until I had got in trouble for saying it. That's when niggas came out the woodwork. It's like, yeah, big body out, you know what I'm saying? But when Cuz was about to transfer, you know how you gotta come to the class? You gotta come to the class and do the little the paperwork and shit.
Yeah.
That nigga came in, had her sign a little paperwork. He was like, yeah, I'm about to go to Crossland, so it's been real, big body yachty. You know what I'm saying? And then and this how you know like it's a difference of shit. Cause when he said it, ain't nobody even respond to it for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so one day, like, she was trying to fake be like super tough and mean and shit. So I just randomly said it. I was like, come on, big body out, you gotta chill. Yeah. And I said it just like that, like real laid back.
It's all about delivery, bro.
Like real laid back and chill. I was like, come on, big body out, you gotta chill, yo. She said, boy, what did you just call me? I was like, big body Audie. You know what I'm saying?
It's all about the delivery.
Niggas in that joint was dying, bro. I think that's why she kicked me out for real, because niggas was dying.
Yeah, if niggas wasn't really fucking with it, she wouldn't have done all that.
Yeah, because like I said, Cuz said it, ain't nobody really, do nothing and shit. And then she ain't really had nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? She was just like, oh, he's a knucklehead. Good luck at this new school. He gonna need it. You know what I'm saying? You know how to teach a little. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But then it was just like, I gave that little smooth delivery. Come on, big body out of you. Gotta chill, yeah. Had niggas going crazy though. You know what? Go ahead, chill up out of here since you got nicknames and all that. And then she started trying to be fake strict like from that point on and shit. But yeah, definitely was some good moments. Then 12th grade, I just had Miss Brown and shit. That my little boo.
Man, fuck her, bro.
Yeah. That my little boo thing right there.
Nigga sent me to fucking summer school. She ain't even a real fucking teacher and shit.
Yeah, that's crazy. He probably could have sued Forrestville too. He probably could have. Niggas probably be million. We probably could have owned Forrestville right now. Turn it into something else, little strip mall or something.
Yeah, I know they need to just do away with that shit altogether. Like,
I tallied that shit up. I said, damn, half the teachers I had in high school ain't real teachers. This shit crazy.
Like, what the fuck are my grades supposed to be like? And like, what that goes to show, bro. Like, they did not care. And the fact that the school was open for so long goes to show, like, they really didn't care about our education.
They was trying to get away with it as long as they could.
Yeah.
The teachers getting caught screwing the students probably fucked everything up. if all Forestville did was have uncertified teachers, they probably would have let that shit slide.
Nigga.
Yeah, I called that shit though. I said I ain't know niggas was fake teachers, but I knew something was wrong because my favorite high school teacher, Miss Cookwell, love her to death. Still talk to her here and there now. But bruh, she went from teaching math to history over the course of one summer. Now, there's some brainiacs in the world. I get it. People are advanced learners.
She should have been on Jeopardy.
Bro, you was a math teacher for 3 years. I come back my senior year and you teaching history, all of them. What are you doing? What are you doing here? Like you said, Jeopardy. That's the lower. That's the floor. I'm thinking you might need to go be a rocket scientist or something. You know, if you learning like that,
that's facts.
You learn all the history in one summer. You teaching 9th grade. You teaching the 12th grade. You teaching the history, the world history, LSN government. You got all that shit down there. Like
I remember LSN government, bro.
Yeah, I had Mr. Thomas, Creep Thomas and shit.
I think I had Mr. Edwards.
Yeah.
Look, I think he was one of the Islander niggas and shit.
Yeah, Mr. Edwards was cool. I ain't never had him, but he was cool. I used to think everybody was cooler than Mr. Thomas and shit. I didn't that nigga gay. Obviously turned out to be true and shit, but you could see it in his eyes he was gay and shit. And the way he used to talk to you on some creep shit. Mr. Thomas, what we doing today? He said, come to class, you'll find out. Oh, yeah. This nigga wild.
I don't even think I had Mr. Thomas.
I had him. That was 9th grade too and shit.
Because I had Mr. Edwards twice.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember all my history teachers. I know I had Mr. Thomas in 9th grade and Miss Cookwell in 12th grade. I've had Miss Brown too.
Yeah.
Fantasia.
Yeah. That was her name. I was trying to figure out like what the hell her name was and shit.
Yeah.
I had her, but then they ended up like she ended up leaving.
Yeah. And I don't for the life of me, I don't know who I think Miss Brown might have been 11th grade, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know who I had 10th grade.
They should. Who the hell was teaching 10th grade? I don't even know. But as far as I'm concerned, like they dropped the ball in that school, bro. That's another one of those things.
And everybody saw military and ate it up.
Yeah, like so many. They lasted so many generations and shit. How?
Well, nah, Forestville lasted so long because it was a regular high school. I heard it used to be lit when it was a regular high school. Back in the 80s and the 90s and all that, in the 2000s, that shit was like, they said Forestville was that lit. That military shit.
Yeah, back when Genuine was going to the joint and shit.
Man. The military shit probably brought too much attention. Cause now, remember that shit was on the news.
So they was probably still fucking the students back then and shit.
Oh yeah, nah, that's probably a day one thing. But it ain't eyes on you. It ain't attention on you and shit. Like that military shit, that shit was on the news. Niggas was in newspapers. So niggas get to popping like that, you know you're gonna have your little people that dig deep into situations like, I wonder what's really going on at that school. You know what I'm saying?
All that attention, no funding at all.
Yeah.
Niggas still using books from like the 70s and shit.
Yeah. I used to like that shit though. Niggas circling the little answers for you and shit.
Hey yo,
do page 50 in your math book. You're like, all right, damn. Turn to page 50. Somebody right in the little corner. Hey, these the answers. And then got to do it.
Hey yo, that was fire.
That's like hitting the lottery.
Yeah. You're like, oh, you got the special book. Should I pay for that, Joe? Let me get that one involved.
Yeah.
Hey, like, they'll let you know exactly what book number got what in it. And
Yeah.
Like, oh, you got number 7. Oh yeah. You about to be good the rest of the year.
Yeah. That's the kind of people I used to like. People I never even met before I sat down. Somebody probably just sitting in the dump. Yeah, 10 years from now, niggas gonna love this shit. You know, circling answers and all
bro, that's teaching for the generations right there.
Yeah, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? I might have failed this test, but Let me circle these answers for niggas 5 years from now and shit.
Yeah, and it lasts in the book. They never check the books at all.
Never check them.
They just return them and that's it.
The book will literally have to be falling apart for them to take the book.
Yeah. It's gonna be in pristine condition and shit.
Yeah, if it's decent, you gonna have the book. They gonna tell you to slap a book cover on it.
Mm-hmm. Niggas be rocking them little stretchy Jones and shit, little fabric book covers.
Yeah, little cloth Jones.
Yeah. Cause you ain't had to worry about putting the little paper Jones on it. Them Jones
ripping.
Yeah.
I had this. I remember one year, I think it was in 9th grade. I had this sweet ass Gumby little book cover. Oh, sweet as shit. That joint was fire. Don't rip. I was like, damn. Jesus trash. Yeah. As soon as niggas came out with that little cloth, John, I said, that's the way to go and shit.
Hey, the whole time, niggas used to be rocking with the little paper bag, Jones. They take the little paper
bag.
And they put that on there and they start drawing on this shit.
I couldn't do that. Like, the drawing shit was that was like a good concept, but I couldn't fade the paper bag and shit.
So I had that when I was in like elementary school. After that, I was like, nah, I can't do it no more.
Yeah, hold on. But yeah, the cloth Jones was the move because the paper Jones was kept.
Yeah. Close Jones was easy, simple and shit. Slide one side on, slide the other side on, close the book.
Yeah. Paper Jones, you had to fold the Jones the right way.
Some assembling required.
Yeah. you do one, you do the other. You try to do the other half. The other end up falling out and shit.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
You get the joint on the right way, like a piece of it ripping some shit. Like, damn.
Then they used to don't use tape because I remember used to like drive. I'm gonna just tape this shit in. Fuck it. Yeah.
And then you take a little piece of the book come out and shit, like a little paper from off the book.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but yeah, we got completely off topic. But
I mean,
yeah,
you gotta.
We served our purpose as far as what the original topic was.
Yeah, bro, you gotta be a little bit like light towards the end and shit. Like, can't be all like work and no play and shit.
I guess so. Imagine you saying that and not me and shit. And I had a tables have turned.
I wouldn't say that. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've always been like that. It's like sort of like a balance and shit. But I mean, you've been more foolery based anyway.
No, I think I'm balanced. I think you're more serious based.
Fuck off. But
this is oh, look at your man.
Come on, man.
Yeah, that's Jungle Cruise. Fire rock up when we finish this up right quick. It's been another Breaking the Narrative podcast, BTN for short. And I'm Teddy.
I'm Tony.
And we out.